Look, keep the excitement down. Guys, I'm gonna need y'all to get the energy up a little bit, because somebody's gonna have fun tonight. It's either gonna be me or y'all, all right? And I promise, if I'm the one having fun, nobody else is, okay? So, if y'all are excited for some comedy tonight, let's get as loud as we can one time. Get the energy up here. Come on. That's good. And like she said, give it up for that wait staff, too, one more time. Keeping y'all fed and entertained. Do me a favor, tip those girls extra $1 or $2 tonight. I don't know if you noticed their nails as they're giving you your drinks, but they're broke as shit, guys. They need some help, and if you don't tip them, I'm going to get stabbed for that one later, all right? Also, I love how she asked if there was any birthdays in here. You're the only one to raise your hand, and there's a fucking balloon right there. Like, we're just going to ignore the happy birthday balloon right there? Is that what we're doing, guys? Whose birthday is it at that table? Where you at? Right there? Okay. How old you turn? Hell yes! 83, everybody. Clap it up. Clap it up. I don't mean to offend you, but I'm a little turned on because some of y'all don't know about me. I love AARP pussy, okay? Some of y'all are judging me. Fuck off, first off. I will tell you, if there's any single guys in here, let me push you on some game. The reason I love it so much, I don't know if y'all know this or not, but AARP actually stands for ass already paid for. Do you believe that shit? They're paying for me, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Plus, I always love a blowjob when they can take their teeth out before. You know what I mean? So, and I can't believe you turned 83. That's weird. I was just telling the door guy when I walked in here, I usually fuck one 83-year-old a weekend. So that's like what are the odds? You know what I mean? But guys, seriously, thank y'all so much for coming out tonight. Y'all could have been anywhere else in the world tonight. Y'all chose to spend your Saturday with us, and we are greatly, greatly appreciative of that. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all, I've come down here in the off season a few times, and like 12 people shows up, and it just turns into one really weird AA meeting for like 30 minutes. Plus, I figured y'all were just so quiet earlier because y'all were like me. I actually just finished a 72-hour fast, right? And I don't know if, I'm sure y'all know what it means. Because in Florida, what people call that is running out of cocaine. You know what I mean? So that's where we're at. Also, guys, I want to take a minute. I always like to do this before we start the shows. I want to remind everybody before I get started, this is a comedy show, okay? Now listen, I'm not saying me or my buddy Ben are going to come up here and say something to offend y'all, right? That's really never a comedian's goal. But if I can let everybody in on a little secret real quick before I get started, let's all huddle up so we don't miss this. It's gonna fucking happen! So listen, if for some reason something me or Ben says tonight does offend you, hurt your ego in any way, shape, or form, the only thing we ever ask at our shows is if you get offended, would you just please, please, please keep that inner Will Smith locked up real tight for us. I mean, don't get me wrong, lady, daddy like it rough, but there's a time and place, right? So I am curious, looking around at this diverse room of white people, how many people in here like upside down pineapples? Where we at? Hey, swingers are right there. Hell yeah. Hey, that's her daughter too, probably. She's like, God damn, Mom, really? You just gonna just throw it out there for everybody to know, huh? I know she is, I can tell. None of y'all raised your hand, but I'm coming to y'all's table after I'm done. And for y'all that are pretending you don't know what that means, like you, upside down pineapples mean they're swingers, right? Means they just like everything. But also, guys, I do want to do this at the top of every show. Hold your applause for a second. I'm ex-military myself as well. Do we have any military in the house? Would you make some noise for me real quick? Where are my military? Veterans are active duty. Where y'all at? Oh, okay, a lot of y'all are here. All right. Now, if you didn't serve, do me a favor and let's clap it up for everybody that did one time. Let's show them some love. Now, I am curious, because we had about 70% of the room clap. Just by a round of applause now, how many people were Army? Got an Army in the house? There we go. Me and you, brother. We're here. We're here. Kind of upsetting that the only Army guy's sitting all the way in the back like a broke motherfucker, but we're here. That's cool. What about Navy? We got any Navy in the house? Right there, okay. Not proud of it. I wouldn't be either, brother. Don't worry. What about Marines? Any Marines? Marines? Okay. What about, where's the Air Force at? All right, fuck all of you, first off. I tried to join them. My ass wasn't fat enough to sit on a fucking chair all day. Can you believe that shit? Fucking bullshit. Fucking bullshit. No, I really did try to join. They said, no wait, did y'all know the only requirement in the Air Force is you have to have 20/20 vision? Isn't that crazy? You don't even gotta be smart. That's crazy to me. But I do like the Army, and I like my military experience. I know a lot of y'all are in here, so if you're not ex-military and you saw somebody raise their hand, just do me a favor, talk to them on the way out, ask them what their favorite part about the military is, right? Personally, I'll tell y'all my favorite real quick. Personally, my favorite part about the military was when I got the fuck out, okay? That was my favorite. That was my favorite. Before that, it was all the different sayings that the different military branches had, right? See, I was growing up, and every time I was watching the movie, that's really what I liked, was the camaraderie. I didn't know that every branch actually had their own saying, right? I thought when people were just shouting out in the movies, they were just constipated or some shit from the MREs, right? But every branch has their own saying. And I actually got the luxury of working at a trade outpost, right? And if y'all aren't familiar with that, what that is where we have every single branch of the military all in one secret location, right? And I'm not in it anymore, so I'll tell you, it's in El Paso, Texas, because who the fuck goes there, right? So I was there, and I got to witness this every morning, right? So what I'm talking about is when the platoons come together, we all shout out our branch's motto. So in the Army, when everybody comes to attention every morning, everybody would just shout out, "Huh!" Right? Now, Marines were next, okay? Now, I don't know if you've ever seen 200 of these killers all come together and scream the same thing at the same time. But for some reason, you just start protecting all the women and children out of instinct. Right? Because 200 Marines will come together, and they'll all just go, "Ooh, ah, ah, ah," right? It's like a white guy haka, right? Like it's really weird, right? But my favorite of all the branches is actually the Navy, right? And a little history lesson for everybody. I'm not sure, even if you were in the military, I don't think a lot of people know this. Marines were the first branch of the military ever created, right? They were created before the Constitution was even signed. We as America just celebrated 250 years. Marines just celebrated 251, right? Next branch of the military that was created was the Navy. Now, originally, the Navy was created solely to support the Marines, right? When you break it down and you get technical about the whole thing, they are the sister branch, right? So their saying is very similar, just differs right at the end. And it's my favorite. So when everybody in the Navy comes to attention, everybody just goes, "Ooh, yes, bitch." Like it's my favorite, you know what I mean? I tell you, I told that story, I got the pleasure of opening up for Bert Kreischer a month ago, right? And I told that story, and there's about 2,000 people in the room. It was sold out just like tonight. Don't turn left or right, please. And when I told that joke, there was about a 6'8", 250-pound ex-Navy SEAL sitting in the front row, right about where you were sitting, right? And I'll give you a little hint. He, unlike you, fucking hated that joke. Matter of fact, he waited that night. So here's the thing. Whenever I go to a new town, new club, any club really, and I'm performing comedy, what I like to do at the end of the night is I usually wait for all you crazy fuckers to leave. And then I'll walk all the waitresses and stuff out to their car. Because I want everybody to get home safe, right? Plus, I'm single, and you never know when you're going to get a free hands job, right? Like, not going to pass that up, you know what I mean? So I walked everybody out that night. I think I'm alone. I'm going to my car. I walk over there. As soon as my hand touched my car handle, all of a sudden I heard, "Hey," whispered in my ear. I turn around, there he is. 6'8", 250-pound ex-Navy SEAL, staring me right in the eyes, right? And listen, I'm not even gonna pretend like I did something at this point, because he went to town, okay? At that moment, he started giving me what I can only describe as the best head of my entire life. I see some of y'all judging me. Fuck you, first off. Because number one, I'm what they call bi, all right, polar. Okay, that's a different end of the spectrum, so to speak. Plus, it was very disturbing to find out one of my split personalities was gay. You know what I mean? So, that was odd. We got any parents in the house tonight? Getting away from the kids for a little bit? Any parents in the house? All right, I'm the only motherfucker that doesn't know how to pull out. Okay. I'm a single dad myself, so fuck them kids. You know what I mean? I've got 2 boys. I've got a 6, I've got a 12-year-old, and I've got full custody of them. It's just where I'm at in life right now, you know? All right, thanks for all the support. Y'all can all sit and rotate, okay? That is bullshit. First off, y'all know damn well if I was a girl up here, every last one of your asses would have been like, you go, bitch! Do you, girl? But I get it, I was born with a dick. I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing in life. You know what I mean? And hell, I'll be honest, since none of y'all clap, when the judge told me I won, I was just as shocked as you fuckers. All right? I was like, shut the fuck up, for real? You see, I got my hair up tonight, but when it's down, I don't win a whole lot of things in life, right? For example, you don't win a lot in life when you look like all of Kurt Cobain's problems fuck the lead singer of Nickelback. All right? Like, I don't win a whole lot, you know? And y'all are laughing a little too hard at that over there. But I will tell you, I don't know if I'm a good dad or not. I think as parents, a lot of people question that at some point or another while they're raising kids, you know. And for some reason, people question it a lot more once they hear some of these jokes I'm about to tell you. Right? So here's what I like to do every show I go to. If anybody's curious at the end of the night tonight, how good of a dad I really am, what we'll do is after my buddy Ben gets done and all the bills are paid, we'll all just make a single file line afterwards. We'll walk right out to my car and we'll just ask my kids, because that's where they're waiting for it, right? Fun fact, I learned as a single parent, CPS is just a 9-to-5 job, guys. Can you believe that? I don't give a shit what happens in Bassett after 5 on Fridays. It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, I learned a long time ago. The first time I had him, my youngest one, he was 2. My oldest one, he was about 7. And I locked my keys in my car, right? And I always tell everybody this. This is a tip you can take wherever you go moving forward. But ever since then, you know, like I said, one's 15, one's about 12 now. I still drive around at all times with a baby seat in the back with a little blanket hung over it, right? Because I learned a long time ago that unlike AAA, the cops will get you into your car for free if you lock your keys in there. You just got to tell them a baby's sleeping in the back. Isn't that fun? That's fun, right? No, I do love my kids. I do. I love them. It's kind of one of the rules when their mom dies. It's like, you got to, you know? Oh, if y'all think that was bad, it's going to get rough. I already warned y'all earlier. I'm about to have some fun, okay? Listen, has anybody here ever had to go to an ex's funeral? I had to go about 6 months ago. My kid's mom was my ex. She passed away from cancer, right? And afterwards, I had to go to a funeral. You had to go? So you can vouch for it. That was one of the weirdest experiences of my entire life, right? I had to go somewhere. I had to be in a room full of about 250 people where 249 of them, other than my son, hated my ass, right? Not only that, I had to sit there for 2 hours while person after person after person went up there and talked nothing but good about my ex, right? Like if my son wasn't there, there was a few times I had to hold myself back from going, objection! We talking about the same bitch here? Like, you know? And here was the thing, afterwards too, I was very respectful, you know, I didn't do that. I wanted to, didn't do it. But afterwards, you know, we were walking by the casket, my kids were saying goodbye to their mom, and then I said goodbye too, right? Out of respect, right? But since we're friends now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I really did it out of fear, okay? Because I was positive she was so evil that if I walked by her and I didn't say anything, she was gonna pop back up and come to life. You know what I mean? First thing out of her mouth was gonna be like, you're watching our kids? I think not. Yeah, so I just pulled the little pin out of my flower and I poked her one time, just to be... Oh, so we can poke dead people, we can't talk about them, all right. Y'all are a weird town, but I like it, I like it. I tell you too, I don't know, the weirdest thing about that whole day was after the funeral and stuff. We said our goodbyes, everybody was going home. My little one was already in his car seat, he was asleep. I was walking my oldest one out, he was saying goodbye to the grandmother, and we get to the car. And as I'm opening the door, my son just stopped and he looked up at me with tears in his eyes. He said, Dad, where'd Mom go? Right? And I told him the only honest thing I knew, okay? Because I don't know if you can tell from this meth accent, but I grew up somewhere that you went to church every day that ended with a Y, right? So I told him the only honest thing I knew, and I said, son, your mom went to a better place. Then he looked back up at me, and he went, Dad, how do you know she went to heaven? Then I looked back down at him with tears in his eyes and said, son, those aren't the words I just used. Right? Because look, there's a reason we call it faith, right? If you believe, there's a reason. We have no definitive proof, okay? That's the whole point of it, right? We have faith that when something happens to us when we pass, we can go see our loved ones that also believe and things like that. But I didn't want to lie to my kid because I wasn't 100% sure about that, okay? So I told him a better place because I knew wherever his mom was at this exact moment was somewhere that didn't include my child support anymore. I don't give a shit what y'all say. That's a better place in my book 10 out of 10 times, all right? It was weird. They just got back from camp the other week. They go for about 2 weeks a year, but unfortunately they came home a day early this year. I got a phone call about 2 weeks ago, the day before they were supposed to be picked up, right? They were asking me to come in, said my older one did something, he's got to go home, right? So I show up there a day early, I get there, I walk into the camp, they got him in this, the headquarter place there, and it's got all the counselors in there, right? Then the head of the camp. And they go ahead and tell him. So I found out apparently, right, my oldest son, he was coming out of his bunk every morning, right? For as soon as the sun came out there and he stretched in nothing but his Pokemon underwear. And he was just running up to all the other little campers going, gotta catch him all, gotta catch him all, gotta catch him all. Yeah, he pulled his Pokeballs out of his pants. That was wild, right? I'm just glad he didn't Squirtle on some girl, if I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Like I really, really am, okay? But here's the thing, I looked at him and I was like, son, what are you doing, right? Like you can't be doing this anymore. You're a counselor this year. Right? It's kind of against the rules. You better be glad they called me, not the cops kind of thing, you know? And I was a little surprised because I thought we had moved past it. You know, my younger one, he was a little too young to really think about his mom passing, but my older one, it really affected him, right? So he had a rough time at school this year. And the thing was, right before school got out this year, I got a phone call the day before from my youngest son's school, right? They called me to say, hey, Mr. Saunders, can you come in tomorrow to the award ceremony? Because your son has won the award of the most outstanding kid in the first grade for the year, right? And I said, bullshit, you got the wrong number. Right? But I played along, okay? I played along. I went into the cafeteria the next day where all the great award ceremonies in life are held. And then I saw my son get a certificate that said he was the most outstanding kid in first grade for the year. And then he got a gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse that I got to take a date out on later that week, which was pretty cool. Fuck y'all for judging me. He eats nothing but McDonald's, all right? I told you, I'm a single dad, okay? Here's the thing. Here's the other reason I took that card, right? I can see the demographic we have in here, and I know it's not going to go over well, so guys, I'm going to need you to have my back on this one, all right? Because the ladies are going to fucking hate it. Here's the thing. I took that card because I am a single dad. I've got full custody of him, but I also think that the guys, in general, don't get enough credit for the child process, right? So I don't know about y'all, but when I was younger, I have very vivid memories of some of the first few times I got in trouble, right? There was one thing my mom always told me when I got in trouble growing up. Every time I got in trouble, she would look at me when I was a little kid, and she would go, son, what the heck are you doing? Do you know how long I had to carry you in my belly? I had to carry you for 9-10 months. 9-10 months before I pushed you out, right? I heard it 1,000 times because I was a fucker, okay? And here's the thing. I took that card because I think guys, right, I think we should get at least 30% of the credit, okay? Because I know for a fact, if y'all are bragging about 9 or 10 months, that I carried my son safely in my nutsack for 26 years before I pushed him out, okay? And I think I deserve a fucking Texas Roadhouse gift card, okay? All right, y'all like that one a little more than I thought. Hell yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, do me a favor real quick. Give it up for the block for putting this on every week, too. Give it up. Give it up. And then give it up for your owner, too. Who here knows Mark? Y'all know Mark right here? I need y'all to help me real quick. Because I need y'all to settle a debate for us, right? Because before I came out here, me and him were in the back and we were talking. And Mark looked at me and he's like, Hugh, I got a question for you. You travel all over the United States, and have unsolicited sex with the ugliest girls you can, So you probably know. I'm having an issue with me and my friends. I'm curious, how do you feel about guys that like to be pegged? And I looked at Mark and I said, let your freak flag fly, brother. You know what I mean? Let it fly. I was like, I don't think it's gay at all. I think, well, I will tell him this because he told me a little bit more about the story. I was like, I think the problem with you, right, is that you're only getting pegged by guys. Okay? So, I'm never going to be back here. All right. It is nice to see everybody out here enjoying some live entertainment and whatnot tonight. I've been watching a little too many documentaries and stuff lately, because I want to sound smarter than that bad accent. Like I said, it makes me sound. Because the other day, about a year ago, I was out somewhere and somebody came up to me and they were like, hey, has anybody ever told you how androgynous you look? Right? And I looked at him and I said, no one's ever called me a Greek god. But I appreciate it, It wasn't until like a few months later I found out they were calling me trans. You know what I mean? They're like, you could be anything that you put your mind to, okay? And it was a thing too. So I've been watching these documentaries. I watched this one this past week. I had a week off from the road, and I watched this one. I watched it 5 times because I couldn't get past the title the first time. Right? By round of applause, who remembers my favorite actor of all time, Michael J. Fox? Make some noise for me real quick. Everybody, everybody. Okay. Listen, I love Michael J. Fox growing up, right? Love it. And I saw this documentary come out. I was like, I gotta watch this thing. Like I said, I couldn't get past the title the first few times. And granted, I was high, okay? I was. But whoever named his documentary was even higher, right? Because y'all can Google this. This is 100% true. Somebody named Michael J. Fox's life documentary Steel. I watched it 5 times. He did not sit still, not one fucking interview, guys. He was all over the place, right? And I see y'all, I felt some buttholes get tight there, okay? I just want to let everybody know before I tell you the rest of these jokes. I actually waited about 2 years ago before I ever told any of these jokes on stage. I waited in Raleigh, North Carolina at a Comic-Con. Waited for 4 hours to talk to him for 5 minutes. And just so y'all know, he fucking loved the jokes, all right? He loved them so much. After the show, I'll show you the picture that we took before I left the Comic-Con, all right? For some reason, he liked me so much, he insisted on holding the phone. So it didn't come out super clear, but you can kind of see the outlines of us, right? Right? Here's the thing, though. I told Mike, because we were on first name basis then, and I was like a really good friend, so I was calling him Mike. I was like, hey, Mike, before you come out, because I don't know if y'all seen this, they just got done writing the new Back to the Future about a year ago. They're about to start filming. I was like, Mike, before you come out with the Back to the Future 4, you need to come out with your own line of products, right? Because nowadays, every celebrity is selling something, okay? And I was like, I've got the perfect thing for you to sell, right? I was like, Michael J. Fox, you need to come out with your own line of women's vibrators, right? Right? Who better to endorse the vibrator than the human one? That's all I'm saying, right? Right? Here's the thing, too. I've got the perfect name for it. I guarantee you everybody's going to want to buy one before even seeing it. Because here's the thing. It's tasteful, too, right? It's not even phallic shaped. That means penis, okay? It's not even phallic shaped. It's just the mold of his hand, right? And you know how you got that little paper tab, ladies, that you got to pull out on all these vibrators? Not enough of y'all are shaking your heads, you fucking liars. I see some of the guys y'all are with. I know that's all you're doing. Here's the thing. The cool thing about Michael's is you don't know when it comes on after you pull that tab. But when it does, ladies, it gets you to orgasm 0 to 88 seconds flat, right? You know what you call Michael J. Fox's vibrator? The Fox capacitor. It's right there. Fuck y'all. That's good. Before I get off, I will tell y'all 2 more things. I like fun facts and stats. I like to leave everybody a little bit smarter than my dumb asses made them, being on stage. So this is what y'all can take to work with you on Monday. This is 100% true, but it will take some participation, okay? Round of applause. How many people got one of those COVID vaccines back in the day? Anybody down here get one? Yeah? Hey, that's fine. Some of us did. Some of us are smart. Just kidding. Anybody get my favorite, the Johnson & Johnson? That was my favorite one. Brother, I knew you liked this. He was like, he's like, give me all the Johnsons, baby. I bet you even got that booster in the ass, didn't you? Moderna. Okay. Changing the story now, but whatever. Listen, I liked it because it shed light on the company, right? I don't feel like a lot of people knew before COVID that Johnson & Johnson did other things besides make shitty vaccines and tearless shampoos for babies, right? They actually do these really crazy scientific independent studies, okay? I saw this one the other week that they just published. After 10 years, 500,000 guys across America, Johnson & Johnson has come to the conclusion that 78% of every single man in America at some point or another has had their dick sucked by another guy. Hey, I'm gonna be honest, that's like the quietest y'all been all night. I didn't mean to call you out, you know what I mean? Like days and shit. Plus you're gonna ruin the fun, right? Because nobody ever believes me, right? Y'all saw how quiet it got. So here's what we're gonna do. We've all had some laughs. I'm about to get off stage. This is a safe place, okay? So for the next 60 seconds, we're gonna pretend we're in Planet Fitness, right? Judgment-free zone, okay? Now guys, just be honest. If you fall into that 78%, as myself, I told you about the Navy SEAL, go ahead and raise that hand up loud and proud for all these ladies to see. Go ahead. I can stay up here another hour, assholes. Go ahead. No? All right, that's fine. I will say this. Y'all are a little more progressive than I gave you credit for at the beginning of the night. All right? Ladies, I want you to look around right now. Everybody not raising their hand, right? That's everybody but me, okay? If you're on a date with one of these guys, or if you're married to one of these guys, you're with a guy that falls into the other 22% of the study, right? Because that's how math works, right? Now listen, ladies, the other 22%, unfortunately, they were the ones that were sucking the dicks. So, I bet you raise your hand next time somebody asks a fucking question tonight, don't want you assholes? Now, before I get off, I do want to tell you one last story. I had a weird week. My son, he plays baseball, and he's a catcher, right? That's why I said baseball. I didn't want you to think he was the gay kind, okay? So here's the thing. He's 14, and he's a dumbass, and we had a tournament last week, and he left his cup at home. And he also didn't tell anybody, right? Second pitch of the game, and I don't know if you can tell from the redness right now, but he's also white, okay? So he missed the pitch, okay? Right there. Hit him right in the nuts, okay? He went down hard. And as soon as it happened, I ran out there, got him, put him into the car, okay? Because I didn't want him to turn out like my friend Old One Nut, all right? Because what happened to Old One Nut and what happened to my son is something happened they call testicular torsion, right? I don't know if y'all know what that is. That's where a guy gets hit so hard in his junk that both of his balls run away from each other as fast as possible, right? And it cuts off the blood flow. And if you don't get it fixed within 7 hours, you'll lose them, all right? So as soon as that happened to my kid, I turned into the Flash. Picked him up, put him in the car, drove 120 miles an hour to the hospital. He goes, y'all can judge me if you want, but I'm a single dad, and I have no fucking clue how to raise a trans kid right now, okay? So we get to the hospital, right? And we're there for about 3.5 hours. He's doped up on fentanyl. One of the nurses come in, say, Mr. Saunders, we're about to load him up. We got a helicopter him down the road. We do not have a pediatric urologist in the house tonight. And I don't know what she said afterwards, because as soon as I heard that they don't have a pediatric urologist, I looked at her and said, that sounds like a made-up job. Right? You're trying to tell me that somebody's life goal, since they were 10 years old playing doctor, was to grow up and still play doctor to only 10 years old. And if it is a real job, it fucking shouldn't be, okay? Like, we should just have, I don't know, urologist, right? So he's loading them up. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, they have special EMS people only for helicopters, right? So they have special stretchers that pull out, the nurses over there loading them up. We're waiting to get loaded up on the helicopter. My son forgets she's staying right here because he's on fentanyl. And then he looks at me and said, hey, Dad, did you see that nurse that put me on the stretcher? And I said, yes, son, I did. He said, did you also see how fat her ass was? I was like, yes, son, that's pretty good for a white girl. I'll give it to her. I'll give it to her. He said, do me a favor. When she comes back over here to load us up on the plane, let her know that just because your boy's got 2 flat tires don't mean the shifter ain't still working. I know. And I called that joke the day my son got me a blowjob on a helicopter. All right, guys, that's my time. Y'all been fantastic. Give it up for yourselves one more time.
That's funny. Y'all ready for your next comedian?